But these days, people want to what? They want to go to party, they want to get friends, they want to get this. They what? Finish one full bottle, which is meant to be consumed for many times. They finish it at once to be able to what? To get high. Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Katichuk's YouTube channel. Today we're going to specialize on the educational section, and you all know I'm a chemistry and biology major, okay? But today we're going to start from chemistry for the beginners. Actually, for the beginners. When I mean beginners, I mean those in SS1 and those starting senior secondary school. Alright, today I shall treat a topic known as Introduction to Chemistry. By God's grace, with time, we shall continue till we get to organic chemistry, which is SS3 main syllabus. Now, today on Introduction to Chemistry, I have actually outlined, let's point my stuffs to teach you. The first one will be definition to chemistry. The next one will be branches of chemistry. The next one will be usefulness of chemistry to man. The next one will be adverse effect of chemistry to man. And lastly, we have careers in chemistry. Alright, let's start. We all know, as a beginner, the class always interests us, okay? When you have a very good teacher, not someone that will bore you. Now, you might be asked to define chemistry. How do you define chemistry? Chemistry can be defined as a branch of science that deals with the study of the composition, properties, and uses of matter. Now, what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. Mass itself is the quantity of matter contained in a body. Now, the SI unit. What do I mean by the SI unit? The Systemic International Unit. The SI unit for mass is known as mole, but for practical basis, it is kilogram or gram. Now, the question comes this way. You might be asked, why do you need to study chemistry? We study chemistry to have knowledge about matter. Everything around us is what? Matter. Alright. Now, under the branches of chemistry, we have organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, the physical chemistry, the geochemistry, biochemistry, industrial chemistry, analytical chemistry, radiochemistry, etc. Now, we shall be taking them one at a time. I have to let you know their definitions, okay? Now, the first one, organic chemistry. Organic chemistry can be defined as what? The study of what? Carbon and its compound. Why the next one, which is inorganic chemistry, it can be defined as the study of what? Metals and non-metals. Now, the next one is your physical chemistry. Physical chemistry can be defined as the what? The study of the physical environment. Your physical environment. The next, geochemistry. Geochemistry can be defined as the study of the rock, earth, sea, and the space. The next is biochemistry. Biochemistry can be defined as a study of reaction which is placed on living things. The next one is called industrial chemistry. Industrial chemistry can be defined as the application of what? Chemistry in industry. Now we have radiochemistry. Radiochemistry can be defined as what? The study of radioactive what? Elements. Example of radioactive elements, you have your uranium, etc. Alright, that's all on the branches. We still have more, but that we will take. Now, on the next subtopic will be usefulness of chemistry to man. It can be called the usefulness, importance, or advantages of what? Chemistry to man. Either way it comes, you know they are still talking the same thing. Now, I will outline them, then I will explain. The first one is food. 2, housing. 3, transportation. 4, clothing. Now let's explain. Let me explain a bit so that you have an insight of what I'm trying to tell you about the advantages of chemistry to man. Now, food. Now, in the olden days, okay, we start from the olden days to the modern days. In the olden days, when agricultural products are being cultivated, at times it takes up to 10-15 years for some plants to germinate and grow up from the ground. But ever since chemistry came into place, we're able to produce what? Fertilizers and things, and through the use of biotechnology, all these crops have been they've been modified, and they would spend lesser time under the ground. A crop which can take like 1 year to germinate or cultivate, you can take it lesser than that when you use biotechnology. All right, the next one is housing. Number 2, housing. Now, in the olden days, human being, we used to live in what we call thatched house. Thatched. What do I mean by thatched house? Your huts and buildings being constructed with raffia palms. Raffia palms. Raffia palms are those things gotten from palm tree. In the olden days, our forefathers used them to construct their houses. But ever since chemistry came into place, they are able to produce steels, alloy, cement, stones, which are used to produce what? High-rise buildings, thereby catering for the SS accommodation. Now, the next one is transportation. Transportation. Like I said again, in the olden days, human being used to move through what they call a means called beasts of burden. Beasts of burden. Now, under those categories, we have the horses, the camel, the donkeys. They are all referred to as beasts of burden. But ever since chemistry came into place, we are able to have automobiles, like cars, bikes, rail, aircraft, to make life easier for us. Number 4, which is the last one I will treat here, clothing. Now, in the olden days, human being will cover ourselves with what we call raffia palms. Raffia palms. We cover ourselves with raffia palms with hides and skin. But ever since chemistry came into place, we are able to make high-grade tensile material, which we use to produce clothes, which you and me wear these days. Now, that's all on the usefulness or advantages of chemistry to man. We go straight to the next one, which is called adverse effect of chemistry to man, or disadvantages of chemistry to man. Now, I'll outline them first. Number 1, pollution. Number 2, ozone layer depletion. Number 3, nuclear weapon. And lastly, drug abuse. Now, we'll take them one at a time. Pollution. Pollution can be defined as the introduction of unwanted material into a particular environment. We have different forms of pollution. We have the air pollution, the land pollution, the water pollution, noise pollution, etc. Now, let's explain one. For example, the water pollution. Now, when oil is being spilled on the water, okay, it kills our aquatic life. That's why at times when you go to the sea, you see some fishes lying on top of the water dead, because our water have been contaminated with oil. At times, some people can be so heartless, they use gamalin 20 to kill aquatic life, thereby leading to water pollution. The next one, which is a major concern of a modern day chemist, is ozone layer depletion. Ozone layer depletion. Now, what is an ozone? An ozone is a thin filament, THIN, a thin filament that protects the earth from ultraviolet radiation. Now, when this ozone layer is depleted, okay, it causes the sun coming from the atmosphere to get so hot on us. What are the causes of ozone layer depletion? The activities of man, such as the use of chlorofluorocarbons, which is known as CFCs. And how do they generate CFCs? From your aerosols. your perfumes, your what's it called, your perfumes, your aerosols, and your from your fridge and your air conditions, they causes what? Ozone layer depletion. Now, how can we prevent ozone layer depletion? How can we prevent it? One, by avoiding what? Incessant bush burnings. You avoid bush burning. Two, we embrace what? Green life. What do I mean by green life? That is, at times we don't have to what? We don't have to use fire on all these things again. We use the green life. Now, what are the effects of ozone layer depletion on man? One, it causes what we call skin irritation. When the ozone layer is depleted, it causes skin irritation, where you have inflammatory skins. Two, it makes our immune system weak because of the excessive sun coming from the atmosphere. Your immune system will be what? Weak. Three, it can cause cataracts. What is cataract? This is what? An eye defect. Cataract is that yellowing substance on your eye. Cataract, which can, if it's not properly managed, it might lead to what? Blindness. All right. Now the next one is nuclear weapon. Now, like I used to tell my students, nuclear weapons were actually produced initially to serve as alternate source of energy. They were produced to what? To serve as alternate source of energy. But ever since people started fighting each other, they now saw what? Nuclear weapon as what? A warfare, which nations used to what? Fight each other. They use it to fight against each other. The next is drug abuse or substance abuse. What is drug abuse? This is the what? Illicit use of drug without the doctor's prescription. Now, why do people abuse drug? That's the question. Why do they abuse drug? They abuse drug, one, peer pressure, two, self-confidence, three, to attain a status, and four, when they are being what? Neglected. Let me take one, the peer pressure. Now, for example, you see youths, because his friend in the street smokes or consumes substances, he as a person, he might be what? Forced to what? To go through this lane if he's not what? Properly monitored by his what? Guardian or words. So that's why it's a very bad one. Now, I told my students a story. Example before the story. Examples of substances being abused, or example of drugs being abused. Number one, we have morphine. Morphine actually is a painkiller. Is a painkiller produced to what? To reduce pain. For example, a pregnant woman that wants to go through what? Cesarean section, or that wants to go through what? Surgery. A doctor prescribed a particular what? Amount of morphine in her vein intravenously to what? To make her calm. But these days, people abuse it. You see youths, they want to what? Get high. They take it in excess, and thereby they what? They start misbehaving. That is what? An effect of what? Chemistry to man. Number two substance being abused, we have codeine. Codeine is actually a complement or a supplement in what? In cough syrup. But these days you see youths, they take it in excess. Normally a doctor will tell you, take 1 capsule or 1 teaspoon of what? Of codeine. But these days people want to what? They want to go to party, they want to get friends, they want to get this. They what? Finish 1 full bottle, which is meant to be consumed for many times. They finish it at once to be able to what? To get high. That is, and before you know it, they start misbehaving in the society. That's what? An effect or adverse effect of chemistry to man. Number 3 substance, cocaine. Yes, cocaine. Right? Yes, cocaine. Okay, tramadol. We still have tramadol. You know, youths, tramadol is a painkiller too. It's actually a painkiller, but people take it in excess, so they can be what? They can what? Be active. All right, that's all on adverse effects of chemistry. Now, someone that actually studied chemistry, what are the careers you can actually what? Partake in, or careers in chemistry? Number 1, I call it teaching service, like what I'm doing right now. If you have the knowledge of chemistry, you can what? Teach in a secondary school as a chemistry teacher. You can what? Lecture in a university as what? A chemistry lecturer, or a polytechnic as what? A chemistry lecturer. Now, number 2, health services. Under the health services, we have the doctors, the gynecologists, the lab technicians, the nurses, the midwives, the biochemists, the dietitians, etc. They all fall under the what? The health service. Number 3, we have the agricultural sector. Number 4, we have the mining sector. And lastly, we have the what? Industrial setup. All right, I think on that note, we have what? Come to the end of introduction to chemistry. So just keep tuned, stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to Katichuk's YouTube channel. Okay, we'll be doing this every day. To get this, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you invite your neighbors, your siblings, anybody you know to watch this. Okay, so that you'll be educated. Thank you so much.